son. Where'd you find this?
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
A few moments later.
You are now listening to Podcast 42, the world's most popular, inaccurate, and sometimes squirreled retelling of pop culture history.
Ooh, Lagunitas.
You want to try saying the name?
Citrusinensis.
Citrusinensis. That's what I think.
Sniff.
Like Genesis, but Citrusinensis.
Studio.
All right, well, on that note, it's time for Podcast 42.
Woo!
I'm Christopher DeVos.
I'm Nicole Fasone.
I'm JL Tros.
Citrusinensis.
Well, that's a great name. I like it.
You sound like an evil villain.
I infect your navel cavity.
Maybe that's his last name. Faraz Citrusinensis.
Citrusinensis. Hey.
Well, that's the name of the beer that JL brought this week.
Yes, it's the beer of confusion.
From Lagunitas.
Lagunitas. Wow, we really opened up that cooler quick.
We shouldn't even do the opening sound. It should just be the beer cooler sound.
Yep.
Oh, no, we're in contract with
Citrusinensis.
Cremo. We have to do the opening.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying instead of our opening sound
Oh.
song, we could just start.
JL's beer cooler, it's cooler than you think. JL's beer cooler, it's cool enough to drink. It's cool enough to drink, yeah.
Ooh, it's a limited release. I should have really read this before I bought it.
It's a pale ale, all ale brewed with natural blood orange juice. And it says, "You have a blue guitar. You do not play things as they are." The man replied, "Things as they are changed upon the blue guitar. What's it got to do with the beer?"
And then there's a phone
707
number.
707-769-4495. I want to call that. Can
It's
I
like
call
a
that?
game. It's like a game from Saw.
Really?
Do you
Yeah.
want to play a game?
Yes. It says, "Life is uncertain. Do not sip."
I don't know. I had to get Lagunitas, though. They started the IPA revolution for me.
Really?
Yeah, Lagunitas IPA was the first one I ever had.
You know what my first IPA
tasty.
was?
Dogfish Head.
No.
Highlight.
High Lie. Stuck with them ever since.
You know what my first IPA was?
The first one I ever brought you?
Yes, that's right.
Which one was that?
I don't know, back in like episode 1 or
yeah.
2.
Yeah, it was the Motorworks one. The Indie IPA or whatever like that.
I just remember him saying that he couldn't do a beer that he had to chew.
Yes, and I remember that beer because it was not a good IPA. I think the highest rating it got was a 3, and you did have to chew it.
Yeah, no. I still use that line with every IPA.
He does, and only some of them work now because IPAs you don't have to chew all the time.
No.
Not all the time.
They're getting better. The more you drink, the more you know. All right, well, this week we're talking about pop culture urban legends.
I love that movie. I think it's a very underrated Joshua Jackson movie.
There was a movie?
Yeah, Urban Legends.
Yeah.
Who's Joshua Jackson?
Pacey from Dawson's Creek.
And Charlie.
Charlie from the Mighty Ducks.
Okay. I've seen neither one of those.
Ditto.
How have you never seen the Mighty Ducks?
And he was in that TV
It's a
series, The
sports
Fringe.
movie.
That's a Disney movie, and you're a Disnerd, so I expect you to see these.
Yeah, but it was a sports movie. It was more that. Like,
yeah,
I
It's
never.
a better sports movie than Caddyshack.
Do you want me to?
No.
Guys, do you want to get into this? I never saw any of the Air Bud movies.
That's
I
okay.
never
You only
saw.
need to see Air
Yeah,
Bud
that's
1,
fine.
and then
Why are
you're
we
good
talking about
after
Air Bud right now? That's not even the
Because
same
of-
league.
We should have
I
talked
know.
about Air
I
Bud
never
last
saw
week, but we
Space-
had
I never
the,
saw Space Jam.
Emperor.
I never saw Space Jam. Like, I've never saw a lot of sports movies. What?
Did you say you never saw Space Jam?
Faraz, you're supposed to drink the beer, not
I
snort
almost-
the
I
beer.
just died.
Well, maybe we can do an episode on sports movies.
Ooh.
And you can do some research.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be great.
Because then you can do your homework.
Totally.
But right now, it's pop quiz time for pop culture urban legends. So get out your pens and paper.
I was really hoping for Nicole to do the homework song.
Did you do your homework? Then say, I did my homework. I did my homework. I take a pop quiz.
This pop quiz is called When cannibals ate a missionary, they got a taste of religion. Or the butcher backed into the meat grinder and got a little behind in his work.
He backed in. He got behind.
Those are all based on
Good
pop
job,
culture,
Chris.
And that's
urban
how
legends.
they came up with ground chuck.
These are 5 general knowledge facts on urban legends in order of the easiest to the hardest to test your knowledge. Score 1 point for each correct answer. Easiest one. Question 1. Prior to the internet, how were urban legends spread around? Prior to the internet, how did people spread urban legends around the town?
Same way STDs were spread?
Yeah.
That should be your answer. You're supposed to write it down.
That's right. Yeah. Unless you knew
And
the
then you'll
answer
find
and you
out
still
if you're
wanted your
right.
point, so maybe. Question 2. Scientifically speaking, why do scientists believe urban legends exist?
Scientifically speaking?
Yes. Why do scientists think that these things exist? Why are we so fascinated with the urban legends? The scientists are studying us all the time. Froz always makes me uncomfortable when he stares
Wait a
at
minute,
me.
what's the question again?
According to scientists, why do they believe urban legends exist?
Which scientists are saying this, though? Like,
All of them.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye
Yeah.
commented on this?
Yes.
Neil deGrasse Tyson also talked about it, too.
And all those dentists, the
That seems-
9 out of 10 that prefer Trident gum,
Is this like not out of their field, though?
they all
study?
commented
Oh, do you
it
know
too.
what movie we watched recently?
Ancient
we watched,
Aliens?
No, we watched, what was it? The Theory of Everything, the one about Stephen Hawking. It was very good.
Okay.
Never heard of it. How many of those are you going to open?
Enough.
Is that your second one already?
No.
Why are you judging me?
This is a judgment-free zone, but I am judging.
Because Drunk Faraz episodes tend to
Be hard
go
to
into
edit.
places that...
I have to compensate for not being well.
Okay.
Then you should be compensating all day.
All right, question number 3. What type of expert studies urban legends? What type of expert studies urban legends?
Apparently, Bill Nye, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
But what?
Write them down.
What is their
Don't tell us
title?
your answers.
What is their title? Not who
They're
they
theoretical physicists.
are. Right, or write that down. Spell it correctly. Spelling counts.
But that doesn't make any sense because that's out of their field of study, which is what my
He's
comment
only
was
had
about.
2 sips of his beer.
Wow, I'm at least coming up with a fake title for their name.
No, thank you.
I have a really good answer, and I hope it's right.
Question 4. What is the most popular urban legend of all time about? The most popular urban legend of all time. What is it about? And
Are we talking worldwide?
worldwide? It's not about Faraz
Assassin's Creed.
or Assassin's Creed.
Write it down.
Or Star Wars?
And question 5. What year did the phrase urban legend first became popular? What year
What year?
did the phrase
Faraz, what year were you born?
urban...
Now I don't know if that's the answer.
Could be.
Ah, crap.
All right, pencils down.
No, I'm going to go with
Pens.
it. I'm just going to do it.
You can keep writing. All right, question 1. Prior to the internet, how were urban legends spread around? Faraz?
Word of mouth.
JL?
I have the gossip papers, the trash mags.
Nicole?
Word of mouth.
The answer is word of mouth.
Oh,
High
come on.
five.
Weekly World News was phenomenal.
STDs
I
can
used
also
to
be
love
spread
Weekly
through
World
the mouth.
News.
I would never
Yes.
have known about Bat Boy or any of those things if it wasn't for Weekly World News.
That was the greatest paper ever.
It was phenomenal.
Scientifically speaking, why do scientists believe urban legends exist? Nicole?
I said because there's always a fraction of truth, hence the telephone theory.
What's the telephone
What?
theory?
Because you have the story and what actually happened, and then as it gets retold, a little bit of it changes every time. So they exist because there's always a fraction of truth, but as it gets told over and over, it becomes more and more diluted. And that's how it becomes a legend, because there was always a little bit that was true at some
This
point.
is the longest, most
I
drawn
want a
out
hot
answer
toddy.
ever.
Because it's an urban legend.
Your answer is an urban legend, and I still don't believe it
What's
to be
your
true.
answer?
Natural curiosity.
Faraz?
To explain societal fears.
Faraz, Faraz, you got it. They offer insight into our fears.
Oh.
No telephones involved.
I said telephone theory.
I know.
Yeah.
Question 3. What type of expert studies urban legends, JL?
Herbatologist. That's URB-atologist.
Nicole?
Pirates.
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 They seem to tell a lot of urban legends.
They do.
Faraz?
Social scientists.
Folklorists.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good one. Ooh.
Study urban legends.
I thought pirates was a decent answer, though.
If
Yeah,
the
until
pirate
you
is a
get to the last
folklorist,
one.
then that would have been correct.
Because they tell a lot of urban legends.
Yes, some pirates are folklorists, but not all folklorists are pirates.
Or folklorist social scientists.
I don't know, but
None
if
of them
not,
are.
folklorist is a great name for a band.
That is a good name for a band. What is the most popular urban legend of all time about Faraz?
I have the Illuminati.
Ooh, that's
JL?
a good one.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
Nicole?
I said the Headless Horseman.
All good answers, but being buried alive.
What?
What's that urban legend?
Okay.
Where you're buried alive.
That's not an
Where they
urban
pronounce
legend.
you
Yes.
dead, but it's essentially zombies and all that. Like, that's where zombies came about from.
It's kind of. You're buried alive. You are pronounced dead, but you're not dead. And then when you wake up, you're in a coffin. It was actually so prevalent at one time that they had bells that would be installed in the coffin. Like it would run up through the ground, and you could ring the bell if you're accidentally buried alive.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Did anybody watch the most recent season of American Horror Story?
No.
I think you
Yes.
watched it, right?
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Do you remember that when they locked?
Don't spoil it for me. I might watch it.
You're not going to watch it.
Probably.
They
not.
locked the couple in side-by-side coffins.
Yes.
That was so scary.
That's kind of like the premise of
That was
being buried
so
alive.
scary.
But then you're under
Yeah.
the ground. You can't
Yeah.
do anything about it.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't
And
do anything about it.
a lot of legends is they for some reason they have to undig up the coffin, and on the coffin lid there's scratch marks all over the coffin, and this
Uma
story
Thurman
is
punched
famous.
her way out.
Yeah, I saw that one.
What was that from?
Kill Bill
Supergirl?
Volume
Kill Bill,
Oh,
volume
yeah.
2? It was the
Yeah, it was the beginning of Volume 2.
All right,
'Cause
final
Volume
question.
1 ended with her being buried.
I forgot all about that. What year did the phrase urban legend first became popular? JL.
1984.
Faraz.
I have 1983.
Nicole.
1900.
Faraz, what year were you born?
Same year Return of the Jedi was released.
1983.
JL got it.
Correct answer is 1968.
Wow, we were...
So I was the closest without going over, technically.
Price is Right rules are not in effect on this. That was not established before the game started.
It should always be established when there's a numerical.
Ooh, sorry.
number.
Within 5 years.
It's like calling shotgun
Fine.
and all that. You have to call shotgun like no.
JL and I
Steelies
were
or
like
whatever.
20 years off.
Yeah.
Yes,
we
which
were-
is more than 5.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it.
Yay.
According to Wikipedia, an urban legend is a contemporary tale of modern folklore.
Folklore?
Folklore.
I go to
Blah.
Wikipedia for
Folklore?
everything.
Blah.
Are they hungry tales?
Blah, blah. Been
that's
buried
nice.
alive, and now I'm a vampire. Ha ha. It unusually consists. That didn't sound like a vampire at all, did it?
No.
And it unusually consists. Chris, get it together.
I can't. This beer is driving me
What
crazy.
do vampires sound like these days? Sparkly teens?
They sound like the people from True Blood, Louisianians.
I don't like that. Their little clicky noise for their teeth in True Blood.
What
when their
clicky
fangs
noise?
come out, they make that click noise.
Oh, I didn't notice.
I hate it. It throws me off from the show.
Why?
Because why do vampires make a clicking noise?
Because
It's like they're putting it in their fake teeth.
they might be fake teeth.
Maybe they're popping out their fake teeth.
Yes, but
Or they're popping out their real fangs.
Maybe it was quick edits for when they had to glue the teeth on for the scene. It usually consists of fictional stories, often presented as true, with macabre or humorous elements, rooted in the local or national popular culture. These legends can be used for entertainment purposes as well as semi-serious explanations for random events, such as when a vampire's teeth make a clicking noise when they come out.
That's an urban legend.
I thought it was true.
Blood.
that's how you could tell when there's a vampire if you're a clicking noise.
Such as disappearances and strange objects. Urban legends are spread by any media, including newspapers, email, and social media. Some urban legends have passed through the years with only minor changes to suit regional variations. More recent legends tend to reflect modern circumstances, like the story of people being ambushed and anesthetized who then wake up without a kidney. The kidney was supposedly surgically removed for transplantation. That happened to me 4 times.
Do you remember, like, back in the day when everybody just emailed each other?
Yes.
Why are you chuckling, Chris?
Because I think you're the only one who got it at first.
No, I got it.
Okay.
I just love how she just totally segued into what she was thinking right
Because
there.
I was
Like,
thinking about something.
Okay, go ahead.
Not
Tell.
his 4 kidneys?
No. When everybody used to...
Go
And
ahead.
everybody used to send emails, and there were the forward emails like, if you don't send this to 5 people, then you're going to have bad luck. Or
Yeah.
this evil creature is going to come after you. It was kind
You
of...
sent me the same thing on Facebook earlier today.
I did not.
Yeah, if I don't send this to 5 people, I'm going to have bad luck for the next year.
I did not. Urban legends are an important part of popular culture, experts say, offering insight into our fears and the state of society. That's brand new information. They also tend to be just plain fun. Discovering the truth behind urban legends, however, isn't as important as the lessons they give. Urban legends aren't easily verifiable and, before the internet age, were passed by on word of mouth. Some of them,
The answer was right on my sheet the entire time.
two
was,
of them,
yeah.
right there, offering insight to our
Should've been
fears.
an open book test.
Some of them deal with the trope of it happened to a friend of a friend, which makes discovering the original source of the story virtually impossible.
Jan Harold Brunvan,
Oh, good. That was good. I would
author
have
of
gone
The
with John.
Vanishing Hitchhiker, American Urban Legends, and Their Meetings, says, do I really have to say it?
Quote,
It's up to you.
Okay, good.
It's your part.
Good.
quote,
The lack of verification in no way diminishes the appeal that urban legends have for us. We enjoy them merely as stories and tend to at least half believe them as possibly accurate reports.
unquote.
The Vanishing Hitchhiker is a famous urban legend in which people traveling by vehicle meet with or are accompanied by a hitchhiker who subsequently vanishes without explanation, often from a moving vehicle. Tuck and roll, tuck and roll. Most urban legends tend to offer a moral lesson, although the lessons don't necessarily have to be of the deep meaning of life variety.
Urban legends are also good indicators of what's going on in a society. By looking at what's implied in a story, we get insight into the fears of a specific demographic. Wow, I'm talking weird. Some legends stick around for decades.
You're actually talking like you always talk.
Oh, am I only hearing it now?
No?
Some legends stick around for decades, while others fizzle out depending on their contemporary relevance. Some urban legends are about life lessons and conspiracy theories, while the scariest and most plausible ones are often funny tales.
You are kind of talking weird. Slow down a little bit. That might help.
Breathe,
Yeah,
Faraz,
just
breathe.
slow this one down. Slow down a little bit.
Those stories tend
Too Shatner-ish.
No, speed it up.
to spread like wildfire thanks to the internet, but they have been part of human culture for as long as there have been humans.
Good job.
Yes. Shatner would be proud. Many thought the age of widespread literacy, rapid mass communications, and travel would... Page
Pause.
2. Well, breaking this script up, I have me broken up on every page turn.
Is it just you?
I think it's just me.
That is awesome.
Many I forgot what the last word was.
I have to say, I am impressed with your double-sided printing.
Wood.
That's not me.
Rapid mass communications and travel would diminish the urban legend.
Yes.
However,
The internet seems to have increased the many weird, fascinating, but unverified rumors that flood our social media feeds, such as killers and madmen on the loose, shocking or amusing personal experiences, unsafe manufactured products, and so on and so on. Here are a few of the most popular pop culture legends.
Wait, is IKEA one of these?
IKEA?
Unsafe manufactured products.
That's why you have to build everything. That way it's not unsafe. The only way it's unsafe is if you don't follow the instructions.
But even with then, they still fall apart. It's all over the news.
Well, obviously
They had all those
you didn't do it
lawsuits
the
and
right
everything.
way.
But they're not following the little fat guy's instructions. There's 2 fat guys on every IKEA that tell you what to do.
I
And
did not know that.
They don't wear belts.
Obviously, you're not looking at the second fat guy.
I had a bed from IKEA once, and that fell apart.
Did you follow the fat guy's instructions?
Yes. We even asked them if...
So wait a
I
minute,
should
you
put
talked to the
slats.
fat guys?
Yeah, and I asked them, should there be slats in here? Because it looks like there should be slats. I'm like, no, you don't need slats. Sure enough, that bed fell apart and almost killed my cat.
Did the fat guys answer you?
That's my question.
I was very upset. Yeah, they answered. They said there's no slats necessary.
What? Really?
Yeah.
They answered.
Did they not answer you?
How many beers did you have before you built the bed?
No. This was sober.
No wonder.
what?
Okay.
I do things sober.
Next time I buy something from IKEA, I'm going to ask the cartoon fat guys.
Wait, what? No, this is a real person.
That's not what we were talking about.
Yeah, the 2 fat guys who are on the instructions that you're supposed to read.
Yeah, on the box, they tell you
I
the
was
team
talking to
live.
an actual person.
Yeah, it's like having two Super Mario. So there's Mario and Wario right there.
It's not like I was on
Unfortunately,
mushrooms
you only
while I was
listened to
doing
Wario,
this.
which is why it fell apart. You should have talked to Mario.
That's what JNL thought you were on mushrooms because you're talking to two cartoon characters.
No, it was an actual person in the store.
All right.
Wait a
Anyway,
minute, so you put the bed together in the store?
No, but I was asking for directions before I did because I know that
Obviously.
IKEA products tend to have, a lackluster lifespan.
okay. Oh, by the way, this episode's been sponsored by IKEA.
Get your Swedish meatballs
IKEA.
and Swedish fish.
It may fall apart on you. All right, Nicole,
And kill your kids or cat.
take us away.
No. Our first pop culture urban legend that is popular is Elvis Presley is still alive.
He is.
Elvis died of a heart attack in Graceland in 1977.
Eating
However,
a peanut butter and banana sandwich.
On the toilet.
Yes.
However, legions of fans and believers have sworn they've seen the king walking around perfectly fine. There's even a Canadian-based Elvis sighting society, which cites police and coroners' reports as petty. A sighting once placed Elvis at a Tim Hortons at 2 a.m. Did you see him, for us? Did you
Listen,
see
that
him there
wasn't
at 2 a.m.?
in the logs that I read.
Okay.
Okay.
Elvis, Faraz is the president of the Elvis
you
Sighting
keep
Society.
up with
I
the
could believe
Canadian-based
him being at
Elvis
Tim
Sighting
Hortons.
Society?
Tim Hortons is good food.
I am actually the Treasury Secretary.
Oh.
Oh, you're in charge of the loonies and toonies over there?
That's right.
The
Mostly the loonies.
I believe that.
The theory is that Elvis faked his own death to live a life as one John Burroughs, or possibly as Jimmy Ellis. Another famous Elvis sighting is in Home Alone. Elvis is in the background during the airport scene. Director Chris Columbus has on numerous times said that this is not true. Another theory is that Elvis has been holed up in Graceland this whole time.
All right. Has anybody actually noticed that in the Home Alone scene?
No, I want to go back and
I'm
watch
thinking
it now.
about it now.
I'll pull it up and I'll see if there's a still image on Google.
Okay. But our next urban legend is Marilyn Monroe was murdered.
She might have been.
Dun, dun, dun.
The LA County Coroner's Office officially ruled Marilyn Monroe's death in 1962 as a probable suicide. This was largely based on her history with drugs and personal struggles. However, several conspiracy theories about why she died have emerged over the years. The most prominent of these suggest that she was murdered by the CIA to cover up her alleged affair with JFK or her reported knowledge about a UFO. The JFK thing I have heard about is that he was having an affair with
Presidents
her.
don't kill people for affairs. They pay them off.
I heard 130K is the going rate these days. Just saying.
What are you talking about?
No, go
JFK?
on.
Nah, he would have totally had her killed.
Obviously, you don't watch the Kevin Spacey show because he killed a lot of people to become president.
Yeah, he did.
What was the name of that show?
So,
House of Cards.
Yes.
House of Cards, yeah.
yeah.
That's going to be its last season.
It's only been
this year.
canceled like recently.
No, they're doing one final season without him.
Oh,
And then that's it.
snap.
All right, this is the image of who they think is Elvis in the background of
Oh,
Home
it
Alone.
kind of does look like an old, overweight Elvis, which is exactly what you would expect. If not, that's a middle-aged Orson Welles.
All right, well, we'll put it up on the website.
I'll put it up now and we'll let people
You can
decide.
see the Orson Welles.
I
in
see.
there,
I
too.
see the Orson Welles.
All right, go on.
Faraz has
you're
to
up.
take a drink first.
I'm sipping. Jesus.
He's not fully clean unless he's zestfully clean.
The next legend is Walt Disney's body is cryogenically frozen. Truth. Walt Disney's head and or body is said to be frozen and stored in either under the castle in Disney World or somewhere hidden on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland. Kind of like the frozen heads in Futurama.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
they're
what I'm picturing right now.
Yeah, that's all I can see. It was frozen so he could be reanimated in the future, just like Futurama. This legend started thanks to Bob Nelson, the president of the Cryonic Society of California, who told the LA Times in 1972 that Walt Disney Studios had inquired about the freezing process just before Disney died in 1966.
All right, well, two things. One, this urban legend was way around before Futurama
Yes, it was.
started. And two, there's a restaurant in Disney World Castle. So underneath, I'm pretty sure that's where the coolers are, where they store the meat and
Right
Disney.
next to Walt's frozen body.
Yes. So they serve prime rib. That's one of their main dishes. So you can get a slab of prime rib that's been frozen next to Walt Disney.
So with that said, MegaCon was this past weekend, and I saw 2 cosplays of Walt's frozen head
oh, really?
the entire time.
That is awesome.
So this urban legend is still going strong.
That's good.
Marilyn Manson had a pair of ribs removed. The reason behind this rib econdectomy was so that he could better fellatiate himself. According to medical science, even if one wanted this surgery, it would not produce the desired results. Which
This is why you and I had this problem about that terminology.
Yeah, it's a play on words, Mr. I have to be medically accurate. He wanted to take out...
You didn't give me this one?
It just worked out that way.
I can't believe you didn't give me that one.
It just worked out that way.
I'll trade you one if you want.
So I canceled my surgery to have my ribs removed.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You
I'll take
canceled your surgery?
I'll take
Yeah.
Like
The
one of
Harry
your kidney
Potter one?
surgeries?
Yeah, because I can't... it doesn't work. They said it won't work. If you took your ribs out, you still can't go down on yourself.
Just practice yoga.
Yeah, I saw that in an SNL skit once.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was. He'll get tired of that soon.
Here's another one. There is a ghost in the background of the movie 3 Men and a Baby. There is a little boy hovering in the background of several scenes in the movie. It's most prominent in a scene where Ted Danson and his mom carry the baby around. The little boy ghost is actually a cardboard cutout of Danson himself. It was a never-used prop for a scene that never made the final cut, so it ended up haunting the background of the movie.
Ooh, here's a good one. Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landing.
What?
I know.
This is a very popular theory.
Yeah, super
among people.
popular.
Super popular. I've never heard Stanley Kubrick attached to it, but I've heard the fake moon landing.
Oh,
this
yeah.
How
one's
did we
new to
not
me.
guess this one for the quiz?
It wasn't in the quiz.
No,
No,
we should've
but
guessed it
as
for the
a
most
good
popular-
urban legend.
yeah.
That's a good one. The theory goes that NASA figured that Kubrick would be good at making a Hollywood set look like the moon, thanks to 2001: A Space Odyssey. They hired him to film and direct the moon landing, which would be broadcast on television. Believers think Kubrick dropped hints about his involvement in The Shining. Oh, the fake moon landing is still very popular today.
It is super popular. There's so many people that believe that we haven't gone to the moon. It's crazy.
There's a lot of people who believe another thing about our planet and solar system.
Oh, I don't
Mostly
even
our
like-
planet.
The flat Earth.
Flat earthers.
Oh.
There are people who believe that the planet is flat. I just don't get it.
Because it is flat.
It's not
It's
flat.
flat.
It is not.
It's definitely most
flat.
certainly flat. Go stand outside. You don't see it curve down. You see straight ahead.
Are you sure?
I'm sure
Go
we can
to
go
the-
look out now.
No.
I really should not have written
No.
ahead.
And
anything ahead here.
it's on the back of a turtle too.
I believe that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
A lot of flat earthers believe it's on the back of a turtle.
What?
Wait, but the turtle is curved. The turtle shells.
Yeah, but the land is laying flat over it.
But can it just
It's
tip
balanced
to one
on a
side,
turtle?
And then what is it just going to fall off into space?
I don't know. You have to ask
I
the
don't
What if
turtle.
we fall? What if it tilts and then we all just fall sideways? Like, is that possible when it's a flat Earth?
I don't know. I think
That would explain
I don't know.
how Michael Jackson did that move in the Smooth Criminal video.
Oh, yep.
the
yep.
turtle tipped.
The turtle tip. He studied
sounds-
like the astrology. Like the turtle's gonna tip at so and so date. This is when I shoot this video.
He had a mathematician take care of it for him. Everything.
I love flat earthers. We need to have one on the show, on the live show. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. Okay, who's next? Faraz is
Faraz.
next. Oh, you have a fun one. I wish I could read
Oh,
this
this is
one.
fun?
How do you know this is me? There's like a number 11 beside it.
No, that's an F.
It's a number 11.
A munchkin hung himself on the set of The Wizard of Oz.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's the Wizard of Oz is what I meant.
Okay.
The story goes that some poor, depressed munchkin
Fun.
decided that he'd had enough of the merry old land of Oz.
There's the fun.
Maybe he got kicked out of the Lollipop Guild,
Which is fun.
or his wife ran off with another munchkin,
Super
President of
fun.
the Lollipop Guild.
or someone was mean to him on Twitter.
For
That
Oz.
was not around then. Faraz is not on Twitter.
I'm
Just-
not.
You're not on Twitter?
No.
He would
that's
have a
because
great time on
can you
Twitter.
imagine him on Twitter? We get his messages. There's no way he can stay within the 160 characters.
It's
It's
now
not
more.
160
Yeah,
anymore.
it's
Oh, what
up.
is it now?
It's up.
It's 240.
You still don't think he can stay within the characters.
It's too long. I
Yeah, I know it's.
I
too
feel like I
long.
can write a novel in it now.
So, this munchkin took a rope, tossed it over the branch of a tree on the set, and hung himself.
It's like a birthday party. It's so fun.
You can see it in the movie.
Yet the true, less grim story is that during the scene in which the Wicked Witch appears on a rooftop to confront Dorothy and her cronies, a large bird just happened to stand up and wander through the background, giving the illusion that a person was hanging from the tree.
Then why does it look like somebody's throwing a rope over the tree?
Google the pictures. It does look like there's somebody hanging from the tree.
It does not look like
but
a
if you
bird
watch it,
walking
it does look like
on the
somebody
tree.
is like throwing a rope over during the whole thing.
Yeah.
Were they trying to get the bird?
No, like they're actually hanging themselves.
Here seems like a cop-out.
I don't know.
By the way, 280 characters for tweet current.
Of all these
it used
urban
to be
legends,
140, and now it's 280.
Oh.
I'm more inclined to believe this Wizard of Oz thing.
That somebody actually hung themselves
Yeah.
and then they filmed a scene around it? No
Yeah,
way.
why would they reshoot it? You know how expensive it was to film stuff back then? You
Yeah.
did it at one take, you're good to go.
Especially in color.
Yeah.
No. They'd have to reshoot that.
No, not if
I
they...
don't think so.
At least put a bush over it.
What if they didn't notice till the editing process?
I think
and
that's
they
what
just go
happened. I
too
think they
bad?
didn't notice until the editing process.
I mean, it's pretty obvious to us because of HD now, and like if you, the trained eye knows the urban legend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there are multiple images that show it online. It could be that, but it's so hard to see. I know that these aren't really the most clear pictures, but
But see, now you know the truth, though, so it's
you
harder
can
to
kind
see
of
it.
see
the
it.
truth.
It doesn't
Yeah.
look like a bird to me at all.
You
No matter
just-
how many times I watch it or look at it, even hearing that they say it's a bird, it doesn't
Yeah,
look like
it-
a
You know,
bird to me.
I don't
you
see
kind
it.
of see it a little.
No, I mean I can't see it in Nicole's pictures because it's so small. But I know what it looks
It's a
like.
munchkin.
Yeah, I've seen it before. It's a
Actually,
fun.
Nicole has said the same
it's
thing
a
to
fun
Faraz.
munchkin for a fun story.
You know what? Here's a fun story, and I think Chris should read about it.
Yes, Faraz put a gerbil up his butt.
That is not what happened.
Oh no,
No, that's not what happened.
Richard Gere
It
put a
wasn't a
gerbil
gerbil?
up his butt. This is probably a super famous one.
It is. I know this one.
The rumor around Hollywood was that Richard Gere loved animals. Like, really, really loved animals. A lot. Really, a lot. Really. So the urban legend goes that Gere inserted a gerbil into his butt for pleasure. But the little rodent got stuck. So an embarrassed Gere had to go to the hospital to get it removed. The rumor is thought to have been started by Sylvester Stallone when they were making the movie The Lords of Flatbush back in the 70s. Stallone and Gere didn't get along very well, and Gere thinks that Sly started the rumor to ruin his reputation.
Everybody knows that rumor.
Yes. I
I've
knew
got
that
another
rumor
one.
before you could even walk.
The one JL wished that he could have read. Gene Simmons grafted his tongue.
I've heard this one.
Gene Simmons of the rock group Kiss became famous for displaying a freakishly long tongue. He often flashes his tongue during concerts. It led to a rumor that it's not all his. According to the urban legend, he had another person's tongue grafted onto the end of his own tongue. The problem with this legend is that Kiss has been around since the 1970s, while the medical technology to perform such a surgery has not been around that long. What is weirder is apparently this is a possibility now.
I've also heard that he had a cow's tongue grafted to his own. Also,
Yeah.
that
Gross.
that it's an attachment. Like, yeah.
The thing does fold out of his mouth incredibly long. I could see people thinking that was true.
Yep. Hey, here's another good one. Did you know J.K. Rowling isn't real?
I've never heard
Yeah.
this one.
She's a hack.
I've never heard this one.
Yep.
A
J.K.
rich hack.
Rowling was a financially struggling single mother who came up with the idea for Harry Potter on a train. She is now one of the richest authors in the world. According to legend, Harry Potter was actually masterminded by a team of advertisers and writers who lab created a franchise that would appeal to the entire world. Now the woman who you think is J.K. Rowling is actually just an actress hired to play the part.
You know, they kind of did that. Like, they lab created a product before. That movie, Snakes on a Plane.
That
Right.
was the best rumor ever, is that they came up. I love Snakes on a Plane.
It was pretty much lab
They
created.
came up with this whole thing, like they released it as a joke. It felt like that, hey, we're going to release this movie. It's going to star Samuel L. Jackson. And the hype around it got so big, they were like, oh, I guess we really have to make this movie. And Samuel L. Jackson was like, I want in.
Really? Is that true or is that an urban legend?
Apparently, it was they sent him the script. The story I heard is that they sent him the script, and somebody had found out that they were sending him the script about this stupid movie, and it got leaked to like Entertainment Weekly, all the big entertainment things, and it became a joke. But like fans were like, "Yeah, I would go see that movie starring Samuel."
Yeah,
L.
it was
Jackson."
basically the only reason that movie exists is because of internet polling, I believe.
And they said Samuel L. Jackson was going to be in it.
Yeah.
And they all wanted to hear Samuel L. Jackson say what he says on the plane.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. That one line. Like,
That one line.
on this mother effing plane.
That's all that anybody wanted to hear. So they sat there for 90 minutes watching this movie just to hear him say that one line.
I like that Kenan Thompson was in it.
Playing Kenan Thompson, essentially.
Well, yeah, that's all he plays.
Yeah, I know. He plays one character. What up with that?
the next legend.
It's all that.
Rod Stewart's stomach was so full of semen, it had to be pumped.
He wanted me to read this one, apparently, and I guess it just didn't work out that way. Sorry.
Well, Faraz had to read it because he has personal experience of this.
Actually, I have the... No.
It's okay, Faraz. We're supportive of you.
The tale goes that Rod Stewart
Kinda
collapsed
goes.
after a post-concert party and had to be rushed to the emergency room, where doctors pumped a pint of semen out of his stomach. Depending on how old you are or where you live, these other celebrities have also fallen victim to this story, including Elton John, David Bowie, Mick Jagger, Andy Warhol, Jeff Beck, John Bon Jovi. You know, for all these names, you could have given this to JL, I feel like. And his drummer. No, John Bon Jovi and his drummer.
Tico Torres.
Thank you. New Kids on the Block.
The whole
Alanis
band?
While they were
Morissette-
together.
Yeah, the whole band. New Kids on the Block. Lil Kim, Britney Spears, and Fiona Apple.
You missed
Did you
Alanis
skip-
Morissette.
I know.
Yeah,
You
I
missed,
see-
thought- the Canadian? Really? No.
yeah, you ought
Yeah,
to know.
why not?
Alanis Morissette.
Alanis Morissette
Dave
is on the
Coulier
list.
talks a lot. It could be true.
Yes, it happened in a movie theater.
No matter who it is,
It was ironic.
the
Don't
amount
you
of
think?
the amount of ejaculate is said to be either 7 ounces, 1 gallon, or a heaping 10 gallons.
Keeping.
Heaping.
That amount of semen supposedly pumped out of the subjects generally exceeds the capacity of even the largest of stomachs and would have required continuously performing blowjobs for about 3 days straight. Another fact to dispel the myth is that semen is not toxic, and that someone who ingested too much would, at the very, very worst, feel a little bit nauseated for just a little while, maybe even throw up just a little bit. But they would not be subjected to stomach pumping.
Hi,
Blowjobs
Nicole's
for
mom.
3 days straight is the name of my rock and roll band.
I love
No, and that just seems like more work that anybody would actually ever put into that.
it.
Yeah, but that's probably the Richard Gere and the Rod Stewart, probably the two most famous
Richard
urban
Gere one's
legends.
true. I don't care.
See, now the question
You want
is,
it to be true.
Yes, because that is without a doubt one of the greatest ones ever.
How can you get a gerbil up your butt?
I don't know, but South Park dedicated an
South Park
episode
did
to
it.
that, and it was phenomenal.
It's a cartoon.
Yes, but Mr. Slave, it was like,
Oh, yeah, he did it really believably. It was...
yes.
A gerbil's the size of a potato. You can't get a potato up your
His
butt.
response to that gerbil going up his butt was great.
We already did the South Park episode. What were you going to say, Nicole?
nothing.
You were
Just
gonna say
hide-
something?
Just nothing.
Just hi, Nicole's mom. I'm sorry you have to hear all this.
She probably has already heard that legend.
That's okay.
That legend.
Yes.
She's going to be listening to us live, so we can apologize to her then.
Well, she's not going to know because this won't be aired for like 4 weeks.
Faraz,
No.
why do you have a
So
gerbil over there?
It's a potato.
What?
It's a potato.
It's a potato.
Oh, it's me. Pokemon.
Oh, what are we
Next
waiting
one.
for?
I was
Our
waiting for
next
Nicole.
one.
You shouldn't be petting Faraz's gerbil.
All right, you better pay attention to this one, JL, because you still play this game. Pokemon Go is a government spy program.
Yeah, we know.
Conspiracy theorists thought the game's use of GPS tracking was questionable. Did they really need to know all that information on your whereabouts to give you Squirtles and Charmanders? And more importantly,
They never gave Charmanders.
They need to know where you are to give you a Squirtle.
I
mean,
Hi, Nicole's mom.
on that note,
Anything good? Ooh, a Geodude.
I feel like that's more like Twinder. Twinder.
what's Twinder?
Twinder.
Is that Twitter dating?
What's Twinder?
That's an excellent idea. We should start Twinder.
Catnip.
Yes. we'll make
Copyright.
a small fortune.
Yep, that's ours.
Trademark.
It doesn't help that the one line in the user agreement reads, "We may disclose any information about you or your authorized child that is in our possession or control to government or law enforcement officials or private parties."
Wow, that's all encompassing.
It also doesn't help that Pokemon Go was created by Niantic.
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 which was formed by John Hankey.
Like Hanky
That's his
Panky?
name.
Like Hanky Panky?
Hanky.
No.
Hanky Panky.
Hanky just
Mr.
so happened
Hanky.
to help create Keyhole. Keyhole?
Like Mankey? The Pokemon?
Yeah, like Mankey.
Okay.
Or the Christmas poo.
Keyhole had received funding from a firm called InQtel, a government-controlled venture capital firm that invests in companies that will help beef up government surveillance. What's more, the funds in InQtel gave Keyhole mostly came from... I'm going to read that again.
What's going on?
I messed that up
InQtel?
I messed it up really badly.
All right, just start over and edit it.
Take
Focus.
10 seconds.
Focus. What's more, the funds InQtel gave Keyhole mostly came from the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, whose primary mission is collecting, analyzing, and distributing geospatial intelligence. Go get your foil hat.
There's another pop culture urban legend that Justin Bieber is a lizard person. In 2017, an Australian site posted a report that people had claimed to have seen Justin transform into a lizard in public.
Really?
Another site claimed
It's
that
like
Justin
V.
was a member of the dominant reptilian Illuminati bloodline, which then surfaced a video from 2014 showing Justin blinking like a lizard when he got arrested. They forgot to mention that the Beeves was also drunk in that video, though.
Of all the Illuminati theories,
Bless you.
I dislike the lizard bloodline one. I love the Illuminati conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
I'm really engrossed by them, but I hate the alien ones, and the lizard people ones.
That's because you're in the Illuminati.
Actually, I had a professor when I was a freshman in college and undergrad.
Take the next one.
Oh, okay.
We're going to trade.
Where me and my friends, we all believed that this professor was part of the Illuminati. And sure enough, he knew a lot about stocks, investing, but that doesn't enough warrant his ability to be in the Illuminati. But he knew a lot about secret societies as well. And it just invited, us the suspicion that he was involved. Plus, his family was involved in the Freemasons, which, as some people know, is a splinter group of the Illuminati, if you believe in the theory. Anyway,
I believe.
The next urban legend is that every celebrity is in the Illuminati. This I do
Everyone.
not believe, because this is all-encompassing, and the Illuminati, I feel like, is more exclusive than every stupid celebrity. But here we are. The Illuminati is a real secret society founded in the 18th century Bavaria that opposed tyranny and supported separation of church and state. Go Illuminati. But then died off in the late 1700s. This is because Bavaria outlawed secret societies, which helped in its untimely demise. Conspiracy theorists think the group just reformed and expanded and has been manipulating world events for centuries. According to this theory, every single celebrity you've ever heard of, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Jay-Z, Fred Durst,
Well, I
etc.
don't believe that last one.
Yeah, neither do I. Come on, seriously.
I would never
Is
call
in
him
the
a
group.
celebrity.
He did it all for the Illuminati.
And
The
they
what?
indoctrinate
Illuminati.
Yeah.
and they indoctrinate regular people through symbols hidden in their lyrics, music videos, secret signs, and even Starbucks.
Starbucks.
I enjoy the Illuminati conspiracy theory. The part about every celebrity being in it, no, I don't subscribe to that. I believe in business leaders being parts of it, like the Koch brothers, for example, but not celebrities.
That's
really.
how they get to be
You're
celebrities.
talking about, no, I think that the Illuminati, if for them to control world events, they have to control money. Celebrities don't control money. They get money. The controllers of money are the business people.
Are there
The
any
1%.
celebrities that you think are part of the Illuminati? Any you can think of?
Matt
Damon.
Maybe possibly are.
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon?
Ben Affleck.
What are celebrities that
The
started
Affleck
off
duck.
with money and then just got bigger with more money?
I kind of feel like you're talking about the president, but I'm not allowed to talk about that.
No, I
Wait a minute.
wasn't.
What was your question?
I was saying, are there any celebrities that you can think of that are in the Illuminati that had a lot of money to start off with and then became celebrities and gained more money? I was not talking about him. No. I was asking a question.
Ice Cube.
Did he start off with a lot of
Angelina
money?
Jolie.
No.
She does
Miley
come
Cy-
from...
Miley Cyrus.
She does.
Miley Cyrus started off
I
with
would
money
never say
because her
Billy
father
Ray
had
Cyrus had a
money,
lot.
and then she made a lot of money.
Can't break his achy breaky heart anymore.
I would imagine that if their ancestors were part of the Illuminati, then yeah, you have a hereditary birthright into the secret society if it exists.
Morgan Freeman.
Oh,
That's a sore subject right now.
Well, that would be
Why? What happened?
that'd be a clever.
He'll narrate
He
everything
was
for the
accused of
Illuminati.
He's the next one
the
accused.
sexual harassment
Oh,
thing.
well, okay. Everyone's going to be accused at some
Yeah.
point.
Yes,
Aziz
anybody that's
Ansari was
over the age
accused.
of 50 will be accused at some point because
Yeah.
it was a different lifestyle then, and they
Well,
thought
these
they could
are
get away
even-
with it. And
Like Aziz Ansari isn't over 50.
yeah, well, I could just see him doing something stupid, thinking
Yeah,
it's funny.
I could see that too. But I don't think it warrants the same kind of treatment as like a Harvey Weinstein.
No, but still,
They're all Illuminati. They'll get out of it.
yeah, don't worry, I'll get out of it.
All right, so what's the next one?
The Titanic didn't sink.
I don't believe this. I don't
James
believe I
Cameron
haven't
told me
even
this
read
is
it.
not true.
It reappeared in Ghostbusters 2.
I don't believe this.
Actually,
happened.
James Cameron, I think he's part of the Illuminati too.
He
Oh,
has
you
to
know
be.
what? That's a good one.
That
James
is a good
Cameron,
one.
yeah. I could see that.
I think he is. Yep.
Yeah.
This theory, popularized by Robin Gardner's 98 book. Wow, that would have been bad. Titanic, the ship that never sank.
Question mark.
Yeah, that's right. Suggests it was the Titanic's sister ship, the Olympic, that fell to the bottom of the Atlantic on April 15, 1912. Not the Titanic, as part of an insurance scam. Yeah.
That could be true because the Olympic had doors and the Titanic didn't.
What do you mean doors?
Well, in the end scene of the Titanic movie where they both couldn't fit on the doors.
Titanic had doors.
No,
All
Titanic,
cruise ships have
no,
doors.
it didn't have doors.
Go on.
So-
Finish your thought, and then I will.
Because he would have lived if she would have just moved over half an inch
just
to
a
let
little
him on the
bit.
door.
You just finish this, and then I will put in my 2 cents.
Trouble began. Where did I?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something
Good.
about doors.
Sorry, the door is always, LA woman. The trouble
Come
began.
on, and touch
Come on, come
me,
on.
babe.
Come on, baby, sink my ship. Trouble began when the Olympic, which was virtually identical to the Titanic, crashed into the Royal Navy warship HMS Hawke in 1911, and White Star Line, owner of the ships, was found to be at fault for the collision.
Wait, it's Hawk with an E.
Hockey.
Hawk.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye?
Yeah,
No,
I
that's
love
how
that.
Canadians would
Hawkeye.
say
That's
it.
how Canadians say they like. That's a sport
Okay.
Canadians like to watch.
Wait. I want to hear at the end. I want to hear alphabet. I want to hear Froz do the Canadian alphabet. It was awesome. Yes.
No.
The South Park
Time
Canadian
frame.
alphabet.
Time frame. We did that last week. The theory goes that to make up for the financial hit, White Star Line patched it up and sent it out disguised as the Titanic. They orchestrated its sinking for an insurance payout that would more than make up for its previous disaster, especially since the real Titanic would be up and running in the meantime.
The Olympic, though, wasn't it used in World War One as like a medical ship?
I don't know.
I believe the Olympic was used in. Well, if I'm not mistaken, the Olympic was used in World War One as a, like I said, like a medical ship. And I don't know if it was sank during this, but if it was sank, it was sank during World War One.
I'm not up on my knowledge of World War One medical ships.
I just think this follows
I wasn't there.
the weird concept of crisis actors. That means all of the people who survived the Titanic sinking would have been lying and acting their entire
But
lives
if
like
it
they
said
survived
Titanic
such a thing.
and they didn't know that it wasn't the Titanic,
Mm-hmm.
they wouldn't be acting. Since technically what it's saying is that they just changed the name on the side of the ship, saying that it was the Olympic. No, that's switching Olympic to Titanic and just changing it.
But their boarding passes would all say Titanic.
Right.
Yeah. So
But
they
still,
were going to send the
how hard
Titanic
is it-
out, and they changed the ship at the last minute.
Right. How hard is it to repaint the side of a ship that says SS Titanic to
mean-
SS Olympic, vice versa?
I don't know.
know.
I feel like that's a lot.
Is
No,
it?
I don't think it's a
seems-
lot.
I don't think it is.
I think they could get away with it at that time.
That's right. It's not like it's they have to worry about meddling kids and a dog. So
I'm not
they're
saying
good to go.
I'm not saying I believe this. I'm just saying I think it could have been plausible.
What about the next one?
More plausible than putting a gerbil up your butt.
What about this next one?
Unless you're Richard Gere.
Is this one plausible?
This one's super plausible. Princess Diana was murdered. According to this theory, Prince Philip ordered the British Secret Service MI6.
MI6.
Is it MI6?
MI6.
Yeah,
MI6.
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 I prefer.
I feel like you've never watched a James Bond movie.
No, I don't watch them. I prefer M16,
You had to do that, didn't you? Now I'm going to go off about James Bond on a tangent.
which sounds like a gun, to murder Princess Diana and her lover Dodi Fayed. To stage it to look like a crash. Why? because Diana was pregnant with Fayed's child and planning to announce their engagement, something that would not sit well with the British royal family because Fayed was an Egyptian Muslim and not a Christian. This theory is especially disturbing because it has been supported by Fayed's father, Mohammed Al-Fayed, after a British inquest in 2008. A jury ruled Diana and Dottie's death was an unlawful, page 3, killing by driver Henry Paul, who was under the influence and also died in the wreck, and also the aggressive paparazzi had a part in the blame.
This is like that meme floating around our Facebook group page.
Which one?
The one about Princess Diana glaring at
No, the
mean
Queen glaring
Queen
at
Elizabeth?
Oh
Meghan
my
Markle.
God, that was such a mistake on my part.
What a Freudian
Oh,
slip.
good
Way off on
God.
that one.
Yeah,
Freudian slip.
Ooh.
Queen Elizabeth glaring at Meghan Markle, saying, "When you're planning a car crash, but you already used that idea."
Yes.
That was the meme.
That's the meme.
I do remember that now. But think about it. It's in the tunnel. The crash happened in the tunnel, and they were going high speed, and all that did play a part. All that politics did play a part in it. And that was a big deal when they got divorced at the time. It was a huge controversy. So, I don't know. I'm not much in believing most of these conspiracy
I feel
theories,
like
but
that's
some
more
of them
believable
fit.
than some of the others.
It's more believable than a gerbil in the butt.
You and the gerbil and the butt thing.
You don't know.
I
it's-
keep tried
telling
it
you,
doesn't
Mr.
work.
Slave makes it believable.
The gerbil was too big. I told you that. You need to start small.
Like an infant gerbil.
hamster style.
Oh.
Like a cockroach.
No.
I want that laying eggs
Field
in
mice.
there.
Field mice would be good to
A
start
field
on.
mice isn't going to fit either.
They would start eating him from the inside out.
Oh my gosh.
Don't
this
even
just
say
is
that.
all
Ugh.
just scaring me.
Faraz likes ferrets
Ugh.
No.
A ferret wouldn't fit either.
because they're long, strong.
Long and strong.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, we have one more urban legend.
Dale's
and
never
it's-
heard this one, so be gentle.
It's that Paul McCartney is dead.
You mean I wasted my money to see a guy who's already dead?
This urban legend and conspiracy theory allege that Paul McCartney of the Beatles died in 1966
Just
and
in
was
case we didn't know who Paul McCartney
and
was.
was secretly replaced by a lookalike.
He was also in Wings.
In September of 1969, college students published articles claiming that clues to McCartney's supposed death could be found among the lyrics and artwork of the Beatles recordings. Clue hunting proved infectious and had become an international phenomenon. The story declined an interview with McCartney was... Wait, what?
The
What is
story
this?
declined after what?
Yeah.
Did we both drop the ball on this?
What?
Oh,
What
yeah,
is
you
this
did.
grammar? The story declined after an interview
After 2 sips,
with
Faraz didn't know what he
McCartney
was
was
writing
published in Life magazine.
It's just missing the word was.
Yeah.
That's
Come
all.
on, Nicole. We've all added words to sentences.
The story was declined
Come on, Butters.
after an interview with McCartney was published in Life magazine in November of 1969.
I can't believe that. All you need is love.
All you need is love. Come together now. And that's
Maybe
famous
he died on the 8th day of the week.
pop culture urban legends.
Very nice.
You know,
Potato up the butt.
Assassin's Creed is based on such an urban legend. The Illuminati one, especially, because it ties into the Knights Templar, which the Illuminati is a spinoff of.
You know, there was a series. There's for those who are just listening to the show now, who's just discovered the show now. This show had a different incarnation. If I could talk,
Incarnation.
I can't talk tonight.
We're all talking very
I can't
poorly.
talk
this
at all.
time.
It's the beer.
But and Faraz was part of that show for about 10 episodes. And
I
for
don't
10
know.
episodes, all he could do was talk about Batman, and that was it. And then he left for 30 episodes, and he's come back for these last 10 episodes, and now all we can talk about is Assassin's Creed.
He has a very one-track mind. When he gets his mind set on something, that's all he talks about.
So he's going to leave soon. We're going to do 30 more episodes, and he's going to come back, and what are you going to talk about then?
Solo.
I'm assuming I'll be talking about how Microsoft makes a surprise comeback for the next generation.
Star Trek? Captain Picard's a very underrated captain.
Supposedly,
Microsoft is doing
Universal
Star
Studios Orlando is making a Star Trek park. Supposedly,
I would go to that.
I would too.
I'm excited for Nintendo.
Especially Borgland, where
Borg.
everybody gets assimilated.
I was looking forward to the Borg drink and wearing the Borg hat.
What is a Borg hat?
I don't know.
Is
You'll
it
have to go to
like-
the land and find out.
Exactly. Wait till Q takes over.
It's all about merchandising, don't you know?
Wait,
that?
when you say Q, are we talking about James
Merchandising
Bond again or
where
no?
the
No,
real
I'm
money
talking
from the
Q
movie
from
is
Star Trek:
made.
The Next Generation. Did you not watch Star Trek: The Next Generation?
I did when I was a child. It doesn't stay with me as Batman TAS does.
All right, well, let's rate the beer.
Lagunitas Citrusinensis Pale Ale, brewed with natural blood orange juice. How did everybody think of it?
I don't know. I'm very confused.
I feel like it contributed to like our show tonight.
Drawn out, not to the point.
Confusing.
It's
Confusing.
similar to the Highlight if you want to taste them side by
No,
side.
I don't think it's similar to Highlight at all. I
It's
think
a
the
little
juice.
similar to the Highlight.
I think the juice throws everything off a little bit. I think it's very good though.
I feel like the name throws everything off.
I think none of us.
Citrusinensis.
I think none of us can say the name.
Citrusinus.
no,
Citrusinuses.
Citrusinensis.
You just added an extra S.
Well,
No,
I'm giving,
Citrus Super Nintendo.
Citrusinensis.
Innesis.
I'm giving the label a 1.
Innesis is the second
1
part.
on the label, and I'm giving the beer a 3 because I'm not sure how I feel.
Me neither. I don't understand what this beer is doing to me.
I feel like it tastes
If
like the
you
Highlight
can't
without
read.
the extra hops.
It
Taste
the
them side by
juice.
side.
It's the juice.
It
That's what I'm
starts
saying.
well, but it ends poorly.
I feel like this beer mixes strangely with Dayquil and Zyrtec, creating a
Are
combination
you on both of those?
in my system
Yes.
that
You're on Dayquil
makes
and
me
Zyrtec?
somewhat feel like I can smell the colors of the label, and I enjoy that.
That also might be the 7 beers you've drunk during this episode.
I enjoy it.
Did you know the label is scratch and sniff, which is why you might be thinking that way.
I'm currently scratching.
He's scratching.
So what's
and
your
he's sniffing.
what's your rating
Out
out of 6?
Jeez.
How's the scratch and sniff label? What do you?
I
what do you
honestly
rate
I
that?
can only I don't know. I can't. There's no the palate of this beer washes my palate and fills it with this rich
This is the
citrusinensis.
longest review ever for a number. Folks, we're only asking for a number, just so you know.
I get the hops. I get the citrus.
Uh-huh.
I get everything the label promises. I love Lagunitas, and I enjoy what this beer does combined with everything else.
Uh-huh.
So I have to give it a 6. But
There
at
should
the
be no
same-
but.
At the same time, I am reluctant to give anything a perfect score, and therefore I must give it a 4.
You gave a beer a perfect score 2 weeks
You
ago.
could give it a 5.
I am reluctant to do this again, so willy-nilly,
You
sir.
could give it a 5. It doesn't have
I
to be
feel
a
like
4.
listen. I feel like
If you can't give it
if
a
I could
perfect score,
continue
you would
my
give it a
rating,
5.
Nicole,
You did.
For us,
We're
I
an
feel like-
hour-long show, and you've got 45
I
minutes on your rating.
feel like combined with Dayquil and Zyrtec, the combination is a 6.
What about if it was combined with Claritin?
Oh, are we talking about Canadian Claritin or American Claritin?
I think you should try that for next week.
All right, JL, what do you think?
Oh, I'm giving it a 5.
I would
I
give
love
it.
You don't have 17 more minutes?
No, I don't have 17 more minutes.
Okay.
I like the flavor. I like the mixture.
Oh, the mixture. You know. This guy knows.
I'm giving it a 5. 7.5% ABV, so I think it'll sneak up on you with the flavor because it's a very smooth beer. So 5, I think, very easily.
It's the finish that's killing me. I don't like the
It's
finish.
more of a juice finish than it is a beer, and I think that's what's throwing everybody off.
Okay.
Didn't throw me off. It rubbed me.
Oh, trust me, it's throwing you off, and it's rubbing you the right way right now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being
I'm
hugged
sure
by
you
a
do.
giant orange.
Yeah.
It's all squishy
Go
inside.
sit on your potato, Nicole.
I agree with a 5. I am drinking the Lagunitas Citrusinensis Pale Ale side by side with the Cigar City High Alive, which is our favorite beer for 3 out of the 4 members of the show. Both of them are 7.5%. Both of them are orange and citrus flavor IPAs.
Faraz, you don't like highlight?
What? I love Highlight. Are you joking?
She said 3 out of 4 members.
Is it your favorite?
Hold on. What did I
Chris?
say about? What did I talk about members here?
Huh?
Is
Wait,
it your
what?
favorite?
That would imply for
I never
us-
had one.
Exactly.
You've
so it's,
never had a
you're
High
not
Life?
3 of the 4 people. You're not
It
the
would
third.
Oh, I'm the one.
You're the one.
It would imply
Okay.
for us as a member.
On that note, I can stomach Jaeger mixed with NyQuil. I think I'm doing a pretty good job with this.
That's right.
You're the one
I
that
think you're doing great.
is not a fan of the highlight.
I can't wait to see what NyQuil does with this.
Is what I'm saying.
Yo, I will never go back to NyQuil and mixing. That's That's
No,
dangerous.
you
All
sure?
right.
It should be a floater for you.
Moving on. So you gave
The two side by side are very good. They have very similar tastes. However, the High Life is a little bit hoppier, and the Lagunitas is not as much.
Is a pale ale.
Yes.
I thought one of my
so
friends
they're
was going to die
similar.
on Jaeger and NyQuil.
I would prefer the IPA, the Indian Pale Ale, to the Pale Ale.
But we're not rating that.
Therefore, the Pale Ale will get a 5
Ebony
and not a
Ivory.
6.
Wait, why are we talking about High Life right now?
I don't know, but this seems to be the longest beer segment we've
I
ever
know.
done.
Like
I
nobody
feel
we-
like
hold
we
on,
added
wait,
a
wait,
fifth person,
wait,
and we're back to episode 2.
Are we reviewing High Life at the same time? Because
No.
I did not do that.
She just made a comparison. That's all.
So should I be comparing this to High Life?
No.
You don't, no, you don't have to.
That's just what I was doing. You don't have to do anything.
Yes, you were fine. You
Sit
compared
back,
it to
Sit back,
cold
go
medicines.
back to your Dayquil, snort your Claritin, and call it a night.
All right, let's open up the emails. What's in the emails?
Oh, I don't know where the emails. Here they are. If anybody
Wow,
would like to email
you lost
us,
the emails already?
you can email us at podcast42show@gmail.com. 42 are numerically, not alphanumerically. Our first and only email this week, so please email us. I'm telling you. Our email this week is from Snickerdoodle88.
I love Snickerdoodle88.
Me too.
Do we have any recurring guests emailing
Yes,
us?
Snickerdoodle88 is a constant emailer to this.
Yes.
I am so sorry.
They have
Snickerdoodle.
emailed at least a good 3 times. You
Well,
just don't pay
Froz,
attention.
you will like what they have to say this week. It says, the politics of Star Wars was a very interesting episode. You don't see many people discussing the rise and fall of Palpatine. Lucas himself once said Star Wars was really about the Vietnam War, and that was the period where Nixon was trying to run for a second term, which got him to think historically about how do democracies get turned into dictatorships. I think Faraz and I should discuss...
I thought it was about blasters. Pew, pew.
I think Faraz and I should discuss these things over
Watergate
coffee.
is the Clone Wars.
Is this person asking me out for a coffee
I
date?
don't know. First of all, Snickerdoodle88, just know that Froz is taken, so you may
And
go
dinner
out.
dates are always accepted. We are always looking for new
Dinner
members
dates
of the
are
group.
always
You may go and discuss this with him over coffee.
Wait, why are you
and
just assuming it's
that's
a him?
His email is farazibear
I didn't say
at
him.
gmail.com.
Oh, I'm the him.
You're the him.
I'm the
Relax. Jeez Louise.
I'm
You
the
can
him.
read the email if you'd like. Okay.
You know, Star Wars is always about politics, though, because like it was about the Vietnam War,
No,
and then the
it's
prequel
about-
trilogy. Hold
about
on, wait,
lightsabers.
and the prequel trilogy.
It's about stormtroopers running into doors.
was about the Iraq War.
What?
The Iraq War.
What was about the Iraq
The prequel
War?
trilogy.
I don't believe that at all.
George Bush's lines.
There's no way
his
you're telling me that
speeches-
the droids and all that go with the
I am
Iraq
not
conflict.
making this up.
But
He
I think
borrowed
we
from
should do
George
that for
from
another
George
show.
Bush to make Palpatine's lines for Revenge of the Sith.
You
and
should
Attack
do
of the
research
Clones.
on that. We can do another show. It'll be episode 2.
Oh, I have researched this in depth, sir. You'd be
I'm
out of
sure
your
you
league,
have.
JL.
You and your gerbil.
Can I just say, I finally finished all of the Star Wars movies. I am fully
All
caught
9?
up. I have fully caught up, and all I have to see now is Solo.
Yes, I feel like I have.
Why
to...
did you watch them alone?
I didn't watch them alone.
So why are you talking about being solo?
I'm not talking. I
Wait,
have
have
to see
all of us
Solo.
seen Solo? Like, I mean, have any of us seen Solos? What I meant to ask.
Have you seen Solo yet? The
No.
movie Solo.
Oh, the movie Solo.
Have you seen
Yes,
the-
I have seen the movie Solo.
Okay, no
All right,
spoilers.
All I'm going to say about it is I think Mario Van Peebles is a very underrated actor, and it's a very underappreciated movie. It is a good war movie, and he plays a great robot and everything like that. But with that being said, the movie Soldier with Kurt Russell was way better for Android soldier movies.
There's a movie called Solo
Yeah.
with Mario Van Peebles.
Yes.
When was that made?
1994, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So none of us have seen the new Star Wars movie?
No.
Oh,
But I have
We're
seen
all
the
on the
Mario
same
Van
page.
Peebles movie.
Nicole is caught up to the whole group on Star Wars now.
I can't wait. That
It's
means
only taken-
we need
how
to
old are you,
record
Nicole?
my.
Have you seen the Christmas special?
There's a Christmas special.
It's
No,
the
no.
introduction
Hold
of
on,
Boba
no.
Fett.
No one needs to see that. That's not part
Have you
of this.
seen the 2 Ewok movies?
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you grew
She's
up,
not caught up.
All right, I was wrong. Solo came out in 1996 with Mario Van Peebles.
What I'm saying is, I've seen all of the mass-produced and theatrical released Star Wars movies. The original
Those were
trilogy,
George
the
Lucas
prequel
produced.
trilogy, Rogue One, and the 2 new movies. I've seen all of them.
All right, you
There
still
are
got
9 movies
3
that
to
I
To
go.
be
have
fair,
seen.
you're missing one theatrical released movie, which is the Clone Wars. Which
I saw
told
the
you.
Clone Wars, didn't I?
No, you saw Attack of the Clones. The Clone Wars is the animated series. They launched the animated series.
And then you have to watch Star Wars Rebels.
Yes, they tie in very well with each other. It's Disney actually acknowledging previous canon, which is, surprising given
I
their
think that we will keep
Last
going on
Jedi
about
movie,
this.
which is
Yeah.
destroyed the canon I grew up
We're going
with.
to save that for a live show.
Yes.
Sure.
So where can you find us?
You can find us on Spreaker. Find us on Spreaker. We get paid if you listen to us on Spreaker. We'd really appreciate it. If you
It'll
don't,
get us advertisements.
if you don't want to listen to us on Spreaker because you don't have room on your phone to download that app, we understand. You can find us on almost any other podcast platform that you can find.
Hold on.
Except for
Hold on. You can listen on a web page too.
you can
You can listen to Spreaker on a web page.
you can listen
You
to
don't
us
need
on the
the
Spreaker
app.
I don't care what
website
you use
too.
to listen to us. Just please listen to us.
You just can't listen to us on Spotify.
No, Spotify hates
didn't
us.
want us.
And check out our Patreon. There's a lot of extra stuff. There's scripts. There's extra shows. There's bonus audio. And it's really cheap.
Yeah, if you find that we're too scatterbrained, I don't know why you'd think that, but if you find that we're too scatterbrained, you can go and look over all of our scripts before we divert into random conversations. You can read them all there, and you can find extra bonus scripts, such as all of Faraz's in-depth analysis on burgers and other
Deep
foods.
thoughts.
I just
With
started a blog.
Citrusinus.
And more importantly,
Citrusinus, you saw that.
there's extra audios.
Yes, lots of extra audio without all of the bloopers edited
They're
out.
unedited episodes with Faraz.
All right, well, let's get out of here.
All right.
I'm Christopher DeVos.
I'm Nicole Fasone.
I'm still JL Tros.
Citrusinuses.
Hey.
Hey.
Bye.
You are no longer listening to Podcast 42.
Some of the stuff you just heard might have been embellished, made up, or just plain incorrect. In other words, don't use this show to write a book report with. You will get a bad grade. Just like all the hosts.
But I'm not done yet.
JL's Beer Cooler is written and performed by Cremo. Cremo is an award-winning actor and musician. For all things Cremo, including more great music, visit Cremo.com. That's spelled Craymo. He is on Twitter at Cremo. Facebook, just search Cremo Music, and also on YouTube under, you guessed it, Cremo.